right here and now.
Oh,
Welcome in, Falcon. Are you excited for this?
I am very excited and also quite interested, especially in that ADC matchup. We have been talking so much about both of these ADCs, Gak and Neft, and both of them hard carrying games on their respective teams, and they don't actually share the same hero pool. Really, Gak is the Drongo master. I think is a good way of putting it. He has just always played Drongo if it's available. I expect nothing to change there. And Neft, he doesn't play Drongo at all. He doesn't really prioritize the hero. He prefers stuff like the Wraith, the Murdoch, things like that. Revenant when he was good, he played a ton of. So it'll be very interesting to see how those two different ADCs clash and what everyone else picks.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we know that Neft is very flexible and can pick many different heroes, but Drongo is not part of that pool, as you mentioned. So it's more a question of what is gonna accompany said carry, because we know that Gag will try to get the Drongo if he can, and it fits into the composition. But the first ban coming through here from the Rocket Rookies is the Rampage.
A little bit interesting, ban. You normally see that on the other side as a takeaway for the first pick. So it looks like Rocket Rookies don't want to first pick it themselves, so they are going to take it away because Team Immune will 100% pick it up. Shana loves the Rampage, so if you're not going to play it yourself, there's no point giving it over to the other side as finally we get a Krang ban. No more first pick of Krang. So we got Evolution already from yesterday, which is great to see.
Yeah, we saw how destructive Quang can be, even fighting 1v3 and surviving and just getting out of there. So Team Immune is just saying we don't want any of that. If they got that, that would be a great boon in favor of the Rocket Rookies, so just get it off the board. But now we are at the first pick, and that's going to be for the Rocket Rookies. They're going to get the Richter as it's open.
Yeah, the ban that was normally there instead of the Krang the Richter. Great flex picks. We've talked about him previously as much as we can, really. We obviously don't know where he's going to go just yet, but support has been the main place it has been this tournament so far, so expect it to be in that support role. But obviously, if Team Immune plays something like the Deco, which is available, Richter is not the best into it, so I can definitely see rookies flexing it around. And I just want to say, Grand the Band as well is also really good because Tarkraf played that twice yesterday, and he did so well on it. So it's also a bit of a specific ban onto Rocket Rookies as well, which is really good. And we're going to finally get the first pick from Team Immune, and it is the Seven Rock for someone. Could be Bondrewd, could be Shana. Yesterday they kind of both played carry champions as well as more of those tanks. So it's hard to tell who is that going to go over to until a bit later in the draft.
Yeah, from what I have seen so far, Severrock has not had the most success, but it is a very safe pick if you just want one that can stay in the battle and help your team sustain. But here's the second pick that you and I have been talking to great lengths about, the Gideon coming through, that we both are not necessarily fans of.
It hasn't actually seen that great success for a while now. I think a lot of people prioritized it just because of the early game clear as well as the safety that the Gideon gives with torn space. But basically, I think Empti is one of the only players that has used Gideon to great effect. He's been really aggressive with it. He has gone for builds that has been doing good damage onto the enemy team. So I don't mind it too much for Team Immune. Again, I still don't think it's this high priority that you need to pick it in the first round. But, you know, if you want to prioritize your mid laner for MT, Gideon is a fine pick as we get the Decker for Rocket Rookie. So that's an interesting pick because that already shows that Richter's probably not going to be in that support role.
Yeah, that's gonna facilitate him as either a jungler or an offlaner at this point in time, unless the Rocket Rookies want to flex the Decker into mid lane. But that is a very
We
special
haven't
case. It
seen it
happens
yet.
once in a blue moon, and it's usually ManQ that runs that mid Decker. That's from what I have remembered, but I could be wrong.
I
At
think
the end of the
MT's done it
day,
a few times.
yeah, I mean,
But
at
he's
the
on
end
the
of
other
the
team.
day, it's just gonna be support, right? I mean, that's a safe bet. And together with the Drongo, Rocket Rookies will get that for Gag. It's gonna be a Gag special.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be picked up in the first round because Team Immune would 100% ban it. if it got to the second round of bans and it hasn't been picked up yet. There was no reason not to pick it up here. Obviously, Team Immune wouldn't have picked it themselves, so Rocket Rookies didn't have to prioritize it as much as they needed to. So we'll have to see what Team Immune picks up next. They're going to go for the Chimera, so this locks Sevrog into that off lane for Bondrewd. Sana's going to play the Chimera. I don't think he has played this tournament.
He played Chimera all day yesterday.
Did he play?
Yeah, it was just Chimera all day. So this is just a Shana special as well.
So yeah, I mean, just a really good early game character. Works really well to Gideon. Just has a ton of pressure, good sustain as well, so you can do his early objectives such as the Fangbooth and the Mini Prime. Really like it as well. And I mean, if the Richter is going to the jungle, Chimera's a pretty good counter because he can cleanse that Whiplash, he can box him while silenced as well. So I think it's a really good pick up for Team Immune. And their first ban's going through is going to be the Steel, which is slightly interesting considering the Richter's already been picked up and the support's been picked up as well. I think it would have been better to maybe ban a mid laner for Team Immune, but I guess they just don't want the Steel Slam.
I mean, we have seen multiple compositions consisting of multiple tank characters, so I guess they're going for taking off the board as much sustain as possible, because if they're sustained, Drongo will live. That's just how it is. And Narbash is going to be the second one in the ban phase here.
Yeah, talking for sustain, it is going to be a Narbash taken away. Team Immune obviously haven't picked their support up yet. Rocket Rookies have 2 on their side, so that really closes down the support role for Shynn quite a bit, and it's going to be a big question mark for Team Immune actually. Shynn having that role swap from mid to support for this tournament, so we'll have to see how big his champion pool is in this game. We'll see what he wants to bring out. Muriel is still on the board if he wants to go for something like that. And Bellica is also actually still available, so he could easily pick up the Bellica here. Ah, you'd love to see it. I'm just so good.
The bell is ringing.
And that's
Falcon
really
could hear it in the distance. It was like Bellica.
I was thinking, hang on, Bellica hasn't been picked yet, so of course, just put that in the support role. Then Shynn can play a mid lane mage in the support role, which is just brilliant for them. And yeah, I'm surprised Rocket Rookies or either Team Immune did not pick that up earlier, but that's a great pickup for Team Immune. Now we're going to have Rocket Rookies. They are looking for that mid lane still, as well as most likely the off lane. So we're going to have the Gadget and Zarus, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, Gadget has been showing up a lot, and you said it, Saris, like it's like you are a wizard. This is why you listen to Falcon, because he knows the future. He has the third eye activated, and that's just going to be Saris. So that's going to be Saris for jungle, right?
It could be. I think Zarus plays better into Chimera than Richter does. But it depends on if you want to bully the Sevrog or not. Richter is okay at bullying, but again, he still needs time to stack up, and at late game, he is just going to be a tank. He's not going to have that much damage. I think Zarus does work better as a jungler for their comp, though, just because you can train it with the Gadget Tesla Dome a lot easier than if you were playing it in the off lane. So that's what basically I've seen Rocket Rookies do, and that's terrifying. Nef's Wraith. If people did not see 2 weeks ago, he played 1 game of it in the group stages, and it was destruction. That's the only way of putting it, I'm going to be honest.
It was war crimes indeed. You do not want to mess with Neft on the Wraith. We saw a lot of knock-knocks going through. We saw the recalls being perfectly placed onto carries, onto mid laners. You do not want this pick to go through for Neft, but you had already picked your carry. You knew that it was on the board. You didn't ban it away, so it's your own fault at the end of the day. But as the copy pasta goes, buff Wraith because he's way too weak right now.
I mean, I'd be fine with that because I play Wraith a ton as well, so I very much enjoy him. I don't mind Rocket Rookies in draft entirely though, because they have got a ton of lockdown. They've got a good Colosseum. They've got another Cage in the Decker. They got the Richter Skewer as well, and above that the Tesla Dome, and you know what that can do on the Drongo. Let's not discount that by any means necessary. Team Moon as well doesn't have the best team fighting. They got the Black Hole, but they have no real way of locking anyone down in it. As well as the Black Hole can just be used. Zarus can immediately Colosseum on that. Tesla Dome can go on top of that as well. So in terms of team fighting, Rocket League is actually better. So it's going to be down to how Team Immune can play individually in this lane, see if they can get leads, especially in that mid lane and the dual lane.
Yeah, and also during like the early stages of the group stages, I remember you and I also talking about how easy it is to shut down a Gideon if you have a dagger on your team. It's one stasis bomb and it's over. That black hole was wasted. And like we also talked about the combos of the Gadget Saras combo with the Coliseum Tesla Dome. So they have a lot of combos on one side, but on the other side, they have a tried and true recipe they've tried time and time again. So let's just get into the game, everybody. Let's not waste any time here and look at our weird faces. Let's look at some other faces, the faces of the players as we enter game number 1, the first game of the semi-finals here in Fangbooth number 6. And as you can see, we have some new graphics showing off a little bit
Oh, I love
information.
that.
Yeah, and
That's,
it blocks players' names. It's even better.
oh, the technical difficulties, all good. We will work on that. At least we can see the items on the other side. So just make sure Zaris is at the top, and then you got the Richter in the second row. So that is what is blocking it. Just to let people know. And anyway, let's talk about level 1. Nothing is going to be realistically happening. I think Team Immune's level 1 is a bit stronger with the Kai and the Gideon, but looks like they're just going to go on the defensive. Same with Rocket Rookies. And yeah, InkLegend is piloting that Richter in the jungle. So it's going to be the Zarus in the off lane against Bondrewd's Severog, which is contrary to what we thought was going to happen. But it'll be interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, we have seen how well Team Immune plays once they get a little bit of an advantage, but I think the Rocket Rookies will respect that and not overstay their welcome. We're still sitting at a situation where anything can happen. A little bit of pressure one or the other way can lead to disaster for either team. So be careful and bide your time. Uh, let's actually take a little bit of a conversation about this dual lane. It's a Wraith. Uh, it's a Wraith going to face a Drongo. And how do you feel about that?
I haven't really had that matchup that often, so it's hard to really tell. I think Nefty is going to be a lot safer on the wave compared to Gak on the Drongo. You can just use your knock from about a million miles away to just CS, and obviously you don't have any mana use if you get the kill on the minion. So it's going to be very, very easy. He also has pretty decent wave clear. It's actually better once he gets the Mind Razor online. But then we got to talk about the supports as well. I think Shynn playing this Bellica just gives them so much kill pressure compared to the Decker and Samwise. But Samwise has got better CC than the Bellica. So any sort of lockdown is going to be very beneficial for any sort of ganks. And I expect both junglers to be focusing around this dual lane. Because if Teamy can shut down Gak, that's going to be massive for them.
Yeah, I do believe we have been talking about the fact that Gag is definitely the star player of the Rocket Rookies. Once he is online for the entire team and just rolls out of proportion. So shut it down before it's too late. But right now, there's a little bit of a tuffle here in the dual lane. Shynn trying to add some pressure with the seismic assault and a single drone. But Samwise went out of the way just in time. And here in the river, Bondrewd will actually take one of the mid lane buffs just to take it away from the opposing side.
Neither mid actually gets a 3-minute river buff. Bondrewd taking it from one side because he pushed up Tarkraf into the tower, and it was like InkLegend got the other. So both mid laners are very much hurting on a mana. We can see at the top. I expect them to back soon. We're going to have a tussle over the gold buff though.
The gold buff is very low. Will Gak get it? No, he won't. That's actually going to go to Neft, which is not what Gak wanted in that very situation. But they were quick over on Team Immune, rotated over and stopped it. And now Shana is going in on the off lane with an ambush just to add some insult to injury now that they can get the sign buff for themselves.
And that's a blink spent by Tarkov as well. Azaros obviously has the evade, so he's going to be pretty safe come just the 1v1. But it's going to be in danger if Shana wants to repeat gank, as I expect him to definitely do. Has been doing a lot of repeat ganks on people who have burned their blink. But for now, it's just going to take the sign buff, going to get that extra XP and money, and then return back to base. InkLegend, though, is still around and looking towards a duo.
InkLegend coming in from the side. He can see Neft in the nearby vicinity. He's gonna Whiplash it, and that's going to be Neft in trouble. He's going down, and that's first blood for the Rocket Rookies. Gods can bleed.
First blood for Gak as well. Of all people you don't want to give it to, that is the man on Rocket Rookies. That Team Immune definitely does not want to get ahead. I don't think Team Immune are going to be too worried just yet, though, because the CS is always where they excel. And look who's back.
Shana is back again and is shady because he wants the life of Tarkraf Requiem. And that's just going to be Bondrewd and Shana getting that right off the bat, right after what I would call a very unfortunate situation over in Dual Lane.
Good job, Bondrewd. And Tarkov just way too pissed up, having no wards, no blink. So it was a very, very easy return gank for Shana. I guess he expected him to be on the other side with the red buff spawning up now. But Shana just knowing that that's going to be a very easy gank, get Bondrewd ahead as well. So that's going to be a Sevrog that is going to be scaling even faster, which is just great news for Team Immune. He's going to be one of your late game carries. Coming to it, going to be that big old raid boss with that massive HP. And, I mean, Gak's build is going to be basically the same every game. It's going to be that Vanquisher into the Deathstalk, into the Demolisher. And, Twitch stat, I know this is going to be very topical for you, but Sky Splitter is quite good against Seth.
Whoa. Stop with the hot takes right here. Come on.
I don't think they can handle it.
They won't be able to handle it, but what they can handle is what's happening right now here in the mid lane as InkLegend is going in to help out against Empti. The Whiplash is going large and Empti gets out with a torn space. That's just gonna reset that situation.
Yeah, nothing else is happening too much. Going to have Duo actually fighting as well. The Shen goes quite down to low, but Peekaboo plus knock combo on Gak takes him down to harsh. Shana is going to be around as well, but there's going to be a double blink out of the Rocket Rookie's duo lane. So that's going to leave them exposed until level 6 whilst they get their ultimates online. Gets a lot more lockdown, which is going to be helpful. The solo laners, in the meantime, get their level 6. Same with the mid laners. So now we've got ultimates on board, which is going to make things much more interesting.
We built this city on ultimates at level 6. So that's just going to open up the field for many new plays to be made. Empti trying to get out of the fray with the torn space. InkLegend missing his Whiplash. And that's just going to be Shana waiting like a predator in the bush. Will there be an ambush? I do not think so. It's just going to be a sweep and hopefully see if they can get a hold onto InkLegend. But that's just going to be a D-ward.
Yeah, we're even the 7-minute mark getting that mirror buff online, because either he can fight someone for it, or we can just take it himself. Gets the attack speed as well, which is just great with Chimera. Going to increase his auto attacks. We got another gold buff spawning as well, but looks like the Team Immune is going to immediately take that as well. Shana is back in the duo lane, and they're not level 5 yet.
Here's the ambush. It's going to connect, but InkLegend is there to help. Shynn will get gagged with the Neural Disruptor. And that's very unfortunate for the side of Rocket Rookies as they were trying to get a kill off of that.
I mean, that's not too bad. Shynn is going to take the kill. It would have been nice to go over to Neft, but a kill is a kill. You can never complain about that. As we get a scoreboard up, and we can see that already Team Moon has a massive CS lead. It's going to be 50 up. Just kind of want to quickly look. It's about 10 on the carry. Empti as well has about 10 as well. So it looks like it's just across the board there is a lead for Team Immune. And that's what I was saying earlier. Team Immune does not care too much about early game kills. They're not indecisive. They don't need to snowball the kill lead. Instead, they're just going to look for those CS leads, and come that mid game, come that 15-minute mark, they're going to have more items. They're going to have better team fighting then. They are just going to start snowballing from there. And I don't think this game is going to be much different unless Rocket Rookies can do something about it.
You're absolutely right, Falcon. There is a time and place for everything, but giving an advantage to farm for Team Immune is definitely a disaster waiting to happen. Once they hit those power spikes, it's going to be very hard for Rocket Rookies to fight against this monolith of a team. And in this very case, there's a little bit of a boxing match going on between Tarkraf and Bondrewd. Bondrewd definitely seeming to be on the winning side of that. And in the dual lane, it's pressured up against the tower for Neft and Shynn as InkLegend came in from the side.
Yeah, that's a lot of CS going under tower, but Nefty's going to be able to pick up most, if not all of that. And that solo lane looked really bad for Tarkov. Bondrewd has his Fire Blossom online as well. We don't know how many stacks he has, but Tarkov just is doing zero damage to him. I don't know what he's actually built. I imagine either the Augmentation or the Mutilator. And now, because of that pressure coming in the off lane, they're going to easily be able to pick up this mini prime. We'll see who it goes over to, Shana or Bondrewd. I expect it to be Bondrewd, unless English can do something though.
InkLegend trying to jump in. He will not get it. The mini prime is going to Shana. Now he is pressured up against the wall. Here's a Tesla Dome on top and a black hole to answer. Empti will get InkLegend, and it does look to be in favor of Team Immune as they're hunting down Tarkraf. SimmyGoesHard dies as well. That's going to be 3 kills in favor of Team Immune, now sitting at a 1 and 5.
And that is disaster for Rocket Rookies. They had the combination up, they had the Red Colosseum and the Tesla Dome available, I believe, but it was just not used correctly together. And the Blinks as well coming out with teaming just completely dodged it. Sana as well using his ultimate, the Cole, to completely stop the skewer onto Bondrewd. So really good plays from Team Immune, completely shutting down what the attempt from Rocket Rookies was. And now 3 for 0. On top of that, mini prime still being active for Sana is going to be really, really dangerous to see where they want to use it. Most likely around the Fangtooth, though.
Yeah, you can just as well go for the next objective once you got one of them. And they're already situated around this Fangtooth side with 3 members of Team Immune. But so has Rocket Rookies answered that call. So they have InkLegend close by in case that any ganks or engages will happen. So right now it seems to be just biding their time until they can get that really, really essential engage. Shynn moving a bit forward, and Samwise will containment fence this one. There is a stasis bomb that's going wide. InkLegend coming in with the skewer, and there's an Iron Strike on top of it with the Riftwalker. Skak will get another kill. Now the hunt is continuing as Shana enters the fray. Neft wants another kill on the board with the help of Shana. That is going to be InkLegend falling down as well. There's still a bit on the hunt. They want to do the recall, but at the end of the day, that's just going to be 2 kills for Team Immune.
It's a 1 for 1 in the end, but it's the who dies. Shynn dies as a support, but InkLegend dies as a jungler. So in terms of actual advantage, Team Immune comes on top of that. They could have looked for maybe the Fangtooth if they brought down Gak and Samwise a bit lower. Empti has very good pressure in that mid lane, so he could have rotated it over quite well. But they're going to play it safe. They know that Neft and Shana do not have much mana left, so they're going to reset, going to get some more items using that gold from the kill to get anything else they can complete. Can we just have a look at the scoreboard whilst nothing else is happening at the moment? Never mind, they're fighting.
Samwise is getting hunted down by Shynn, and it's not going to lead to much as Samwise knows how to get out of the fray. Unless that Neural Disruptor connects. Here's Skak with the news with a Stasis Bomb to keep him in check. Samwise will actually get out of that. Let's get that scoreboard up and running as they're going. Oh, never mind.
They're going to do the Fangtooth, but there's going to be no contention, so we're fine with that for the moment.
Let's go.
And yeah, Gat going for the normal one. Tarkov's actually gone to Citadel, which I don't really like. It's not very useful against Bondrewd. I would have preferred the Augmentation or the Mutilator especially. So I think he's not going to be very useful in that lane anymore until he gets one of those items online. You see Neft's actually picked up the Vanquisher as well, so he has hit one of his major item points, has got that Soul Chalice as well. So now that Neft can start doing Neft things, Empti's gone for the Orb of Growth, which is rather interesting. I don't think we've seen that on a Gideon for a while now. Walking towards the True Silver Band as well. Normally you see either the Alchemical Rod or something along the lines of that, maybe a Megacosm. So Empty is just going for that scaling, going to try and be more of a mid-game threat. So I think it's totally fine. The mid lane hasn't really done anything this game. Both Simmy and Empty are just wanting to farm up, get those levels on the board. And Empty has now gone for the Soul Weaver as well. So he's not going to go for the high aggression of the Time Warp band. So, yeah, I like the pick. He's just playing a bit safer, knowing that he's not going to be the main initiator and is going to be all about that black hole.
Yeah, once in a while you have to realize what Gideon is best at. It's rotating your teammates forward or behind with that torn space together with the black hole. That is definitely going to be the win condition for the Gideon here. But now there seems to be an engage here as Empty is on the way.
Um,
InkLegend's close by. Will the Whiplash connect? No, it will connect onto a drone. What a Stormtrooper
Get
shot.
back
And
here.
here's a callback. Get over here with that black hole on top. Neft will get another kill. Gag will also die to Neft. And now this is the snowball that Team Immune has been waiting for. They want to get Samwise as well. But that's not going to happen as Samwise gets out. But that's still going to be 2 kills in favor of Team Immune. And on top of that, we're going to get a third right here. And at the end of the day, they also got a tier 1.
Two tier ones, so that's solo and duo, and this is what Team Moon is so good at. They know their item breakpoints, they know when they're strong, and as soon as Empty got that true silver and his crest online, he immediately started rotating, got those two kills, sorry, in that duo lane, and this is now going to be a snowball. Just it's 15 minutes in, and they're immediately starting to do uh Team Immune things, and now Rocket Rookies are going to be 100% on the back foot. They need to really start looking. Mini-Pipe is going to be the next objective coming up, but with how strong Neft is, if he rotates over for it, I don't think they can really contest.
I mean, the levels, just the level difference alone is more than enough of a sign that this is a dangerous situation. But there is one member of Team Immune that is on a low level, and that is Shynn.
But the
But
support is
that's
low
just a
level.
support. Like a support at level 7. Oh, who cares? At the end of the day, it's more about the carries, and there needs to be some advantages for that side here in the river close to the orb prime. It seems to be a collapse happening any moment now as members of Team Immune are going to engage this mini orb prime. Samwise and InkLegend together with Tarkraf are looking to see if they can get in time and try to stop this engage. But we do remember the power of Shana on the Chimera. It's just going to be a free-for-all for the side of Team Immune.
Rocket Rookies had no chance of being there. You don't have your main damage source of Gak over here. MT is going to be in that duo lane, just holding him in check. And in a 4v4 with those two members missing, Team Immune will 100% win it. And now they gave it over to Neft as well. So the mini prime is going to be on your most fed carry in this game at the moment. It's going to give over the red buff as well, because why not? And now they 100% are looking for this mid lane. They're going to push up with the mini prime minions. And Simmy has well, he has half mana, but he's going to have to reset instead. So they might just give it up free.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Samwise is getting harassed a bit by Empty, but he does have his mana available, so he'll just get out after showing his presence. And meanwhile, in the offlane, Tarkraf is having a tough time handling Bondrewd Sevarog to a point where this is actually criminal. You should not try to engage. The subjugate is going to connect onto Tarkraf, and now he is on the retreat. The Colossal Blow is going to connect. And that's going to be an answer with a Colosseum for some reason. Why would you want to do that when you know your fate is sealed? Bondrewd will take another soul.
I mean, Tarkov really couldn't do anything. Once he got Colossal Blow, his death was pretty much guaranteed unless he had a blink, which he does not. Sin is going to get caught by the status bomb. The hat is going to go on top of him. But Sin is actually, I'm not saying tanky because it's sanctification. The blink is going weird, but empty torn space is going through.
And the answer to that is a black hole and a penny for your thoughts. The Tesla Dome coming in as well to try and answer, but it's not going to lead to much. Shana coming in from the side as Nefty gets Simmy in the backline. They're still going for it. Now they have so much of an advantage. They're sitting at a comfortable 2-11, only 18 minutes and 30 seconds in game. Now they're going to engage and see if they can get themselves the second Fangtooth, which should very much be uncontested.
Sin survived that. Sin had no right in anything to survive getting, triple ulted? Empty is just being the MVP or saving his teammates' lives, apparently. He has got that torn space directly where Sin needed to be. And then the turnaround was just great from Team Immune because Rookies used everything they had on trying to kill Sin, who is just the support we've told multiple times. he is going to be useful coming that mid game with those items, but he's not going to be the main damage source, and you don't need to focus him that hard. So that's going to be the second Fangtooth on the board. That's going to be all the tier ones taken by Team Immune as well. And the question is, what do they do now? Because it's going to be a minute until the All Prime spawns. Do they want to go for that immediately, or do they just want to start sieging this off lane tier 2, which is on 1 HP, as well as the mid lane?
Well, they're definitely pushed up against the wall. The Rocket Rookies have not been able to handle the aggression coming out from Team Immune. And at this point in time, they have pretty much an open field for whatever they decide to do. Here comes Empti from the jungle trying to see if he can get a hold on to Gag, and Samwise is getting hold in place, but here's a black hole on top. Let's see if it's going to connect to much. Gag is getting low, but he had to shrapnel cannon away. But now Samwise is the next target on the menu. Empti trying to get it with the Cosmic Grift. And there is a knock. Sadly, it's not going to connect for Neft. But at the same time, here's a rotation from InkLegend and SimmyGoesHard. There's another wasted Riplash. Such a shame. But that's just going to be an easy kill for Neft, as Empti keeps them in place with a Cosmic Rift. Now they are really pressured up against a wall that seems closer and closer.
I feel like this has been punched through the wall. Gak actually played really well. Used the shrapnel cannon timing to completely nullify the backing up from Neft. So actually really good use of his ultimate there. So good play from him. But did you see Simmy die there? Because I didn't. They were there for a minute and then just gone. So that's bad. So Neft is now online on Wraith, which is just great. And Team Bean, there's nothing else they can really do on that other side. Empty's just going to harass them for a little bit. But they know what the main objective is. 21 minutes on the map, all prime is spawned, and they have an extremely fed wave, so why not?
Yeah, that's just gonna be a done deal and an Orb Prime in their pockets. But here is an engage onto Empty that will actually gain Gak another kill. It did burn 2 ults though, so that was a lot of resources burned just to get one member of Team Immune. But it's still a good amount of XP going in their favor, so maybe they can be here for the return. Tarkraf trying to see if he can get up and hold Shynn in place. No, he's actually going to go fully onto Neft with the Coliseum, getting a stack on top and a kill for Gak. That is going to be a beautiful, beautiful situation for Rocket Rookies.
That's a good shutdown that they got. Empty as well, not sure how they got cooked, but got picked, sorry. So Rocket Rookies, although they still have 3 people against them who has the Orb Prime, they can get a decent amount. Got the tier 1 tower in the mid lane, got a massive shutdown. 2 of them for Gak, but the Colossal Blow comes out from Bondrewd.
The fight is continuing with damage all over the place. Shana and the team of Team Immune are just pressuring them up against the wall. The Rocket Rookies are being fired by Giovanni himself because he is seeing this disaster. And it's just going to be even more kills for the side of Team Immune. That's most likely just going to be 5 kills once we're getting out of this stand user's ability. That will keep us in limbo for the time being.
I mean, Team Immune do not care about their carries, apparently. Empty was coming back there, but it was all about Bondrewd and Shana just walking on them. The front line is already in a place to not care. Gak had no mana left, and it was just a way too overextended from Rocket Rookies. They could have taken that tier 1 tower, as well as taken Nest life and gotten a decent amount of gold, come back and gone for a reset and got some decent items from that, but instead they went for the overextend onto Team Immune, and that was punished horribly by them, as we are going to have some technical difficulties. Yay!
Okay,
And
so we are back here. Let's just get right back into it in just a few moments. But that was definitely a really bad situation for the Rocket Rookies to just get turned on by 4 members of Team Immune. They did not care about having Neft there, as you mentioned, Falcon. So, well, we're getting back into the game in just a few moments. Don't worry, everybody. It's just gonna be a few seconds as the replay system is very good, and Sometimes it just decides to have a bad day, you know. Give it a few painkillers, some chocolates, and it should be fine again.
Yeah,
So
you got to make it happy and all that stuff. So
yeah, you know.
we're doing that at the moment and just getting that thing. But I want to talk about how Immune actually has played this game because recently there hasn't been actually that many kills. There wasn't a high amount of kills until the 10-minute mark, where Team Immune all they did was just getting those farms. We're gonna get a replay of that fight. Look at that 3-man call.
Absolutely disgusting. Each member of Rocket Rookies gets decimated by the teamwork efforts of Team Immune. There was nothing they could do. It was in the text, the holy text of predecessor is known to be Team Immune will take that. They always say, nah, I'd win. And that's just the truth of it. They got every single kill on the board, and that seems to just be it. They could pretty much just end the game right here.
I mean,
So
they got a minions wave on the duo side, so they definitely could look for it. It's actually a decent side. They're going to push in the mid lane as well. They got about Decker is back up. You got about 5 seconds on InkLegend, 10 seconds on Tarkraf and Gak. So Rocket Rookies are going to be here for defense. Neft is not back yet either, so they're going to go for it though.
InkLegend is trying to hold the fort for now, but Samwise is there as well to try and help the skewers coming through together with a Cosmic Rift onto the top. Gak trying to deal as much damage as he can with all of the boomerangs, all of the all of the moves they have in their repertoire. It's not enough. Rocket Rookies will fall to Team Immune here in game number 1 of the first semifinal.